Hello, Drake Hawkins, Musically Optimistic here, and today I'm going to be reviewing this brand new Amitai Snow album, Red Earth. Now, please excuse the almost non-existent production value of this review because I am currently moving. I'm at my anonymous partner's apartment, and my microphone does not fit here. I tried getting my blue snowball that I used to use out of the closet, and I don't have the fucking adapter for it, so I can't use it on my computer unless I go to Walmart and pay $30 for another adapter, which I'm not gonna do. So yeah, until I get into my apartment, this is the quality that we're going to be dealing with. And given my week upload schedule, it'll be just this one video likely. So yeah, this is the third full-length project from rapper, Shattered Bliss Mob member, and artist formerly known as Frostbite, Amitai Snow. And this comes 2 years after their debut record, Clipped Wings, a grandiose, diverse project of like 15 or so tracks, where he really displayed his versatility and what can do from track to track as it goes from a more trap-centric cut like Pandemic or more thoughtful, introspective tracks like Won't Cry. A really diverse, massive, entertaining project that I quite enjoyed, but he followed it up soon after, a few months later, with I Was Running for My Life But I Fell Over My Feet album, one of much more subdued track length and much more subtle in its approach to lyricism, instrumentals, and overall just album progression. As how can it be as grandiose as the previous record being like 6 tracks shorter? I much prefer this follow-up to Clipped Wings, as I feel like the storytelling on it was a whole lot more heartfelt and gut-wrenching at points, like with Storm Chaser. Even if the album gets off to somewhat of a weak start, with Fell Over My Feet being a pretty good intro track, and then getting the Chained by What I Prayed and the track with Blue Rivers, both of those I feel like were a little bit of lulls in the track list, but from there it's pretty much a flawless record. And going into this record, almost 2 years after his previous ones, I honestly didn't know what to expect, because yes, on Clipped Wings he displayed potential and what he can do as an artist, but on Fell Over My Feet, honed in and craft more onto this one subtle sound, and I honestly was kind of expecting more of this, but going into this album, that's not entirely what we get. Yes, this album is 100% abstract hip-hop, but its mixing, its high energy, and its overall brevity is just so mind-bending and captivating from front to back. A lot of the lyrical themes on this album really reflect sort of an apocalyptic post-war vibe that also clearly mimics our current reality, with everything having so much carcinogens and plastic and everything just being fake, yet very toxic and inhospitable for us. And the mixing on this kind of reflects that, with how saturated and blown out a lot of these mixes are, but they're still gorgeous. Like the production from Maltis the Maker all over this album is just so gorgeous, mind-bending, and just captivate. I don't even know what to, like the way that he goes about chopping up these samples and distorting them and having beat switches and stuff just so subtle that the entire record just flows together so fluidly is gorgeous. And while I love the production all across this record, the one instrumental that I would have to choose as a standout would be Red Earth, which is also great because Amitai provides a brilliant performance on that track as well, with the 2 different sides on it. And his performances on this record are unlike any other performances done, because on Fell Over My Feet or Clipped Wings he had a more subdued, just solo thing, but on this record his vocals are so delayed and rapid that it sounds like he's like rapping for his life, like he's on, like this is the sort of manic energy that definitely comes after the world being destroyed, which is kind of how I envisioned this project. You have track 4, Calligraphy, with other members of Shattered Bliss Mob, Omari D, who I've reviewed positively in the past, and Woolord Shakim, formerly known as I can't even fucking remember now. But I previously reviewed his Ghostly Hours project. Azza, that's what it was. I previously reviewed his Ghostly Hours project, and I checked out his project with Maltis under the Prometheus name, Os Wanderers. While I haven't loved Woolord Shakim's work in the past, because his style just isn't for me, he does phenomenal on this record. Omari does great as always, although I wish they'd get him a fucking microphone. It always sounds like that he's giving these poetic speeches through a fucking Apple earbud. It sounded like that on the Gem project that I also listened to recently, although I didn't review that one. Their chemistry on that track is great. Jaded Part 2 has a brilliant feature that also does a great job. Anonymous Fred does a great job of providing the uplifting, hopeful energy of the track. From here we get to Needle in the Eye, the first single from the record, released like months before any announcement or anything, and I wasn't too crazy about it at first, and even now I'm still not like blown away by it, but in the context of the record it definitely fits a whole lot more with its more rapid tempo, and I definitely can't get mad at these gospel hits in the instrumental. That is just absolutely brilliant. However, after this we do get to an actual slump in the record with Drying Wood. I feel like vocals are mixed a bit too loudly and overpower the instrumental quite a bit, which does take away from the smooth, fluid experience the rest of the record has. But if you think that the record is going to finish at a lull, you are dead wrong, because we get to possibly the best track on the album, Drought, which closes out this thing beautifully. One of the most prettiest somber instrumentals, as Amitai Snow gives gorgeous, heartfelt verse. And gorgeous definitely isn't the right word, because it's easily the most hopeless track, saying that everything is just falling apart and there's nothing left that you can do. Really closes off the record in a brilliant way, as it goes to this sound of what I can only assume is like an atomic bomb dropping and eradicating the entire world, because that's really what it sounds like. It has this sort of spoken word thing from this omnipotent narrator, but their voice plays at a few other points on the record, including the start and this point here, and it really paints this massive picture of just death, a brutal end to all life as we see fit. Now, I could be completely misinterpreting this record because I'm stupid, and that's what I do here. I just talk about stuff that I find interesting, and I'm glad to see Amitai Snow grow into this massive artist, not massive in numbers or anything, this massively artistic thing, as I met him on Reddit in like 2019 before he put out a single project, and seeing him go from somewhat of an Earl Sweatshirt clone at the time to this very focused, nuanced, and just overall brilliantly produced, brilliantly put together, everything works pretty damn well thing to, they made a great record on this thing, and there's not a whole lot I can say other than that. I do have a few gripes that I've gone over, but for the most part, this is a pretty damn well put together record that I am glad to see. Yeah. And I didn't even touch on any of the specific lyrical tendencies or lyrics on this record, because honestly on this channel I don't really talk about lyrics that much unless they're really bad or just outright stupid. But like there's so much nuance and depth to these lyrics that can be a lot to pull apart and just analyze from track to track. But I didn't really go into them that much because, one, I'm moving. I don't have the fucking time to look into the lyrics that much. I am stressed with all this money that I have to spend currently, and my bank account keeps going into the red. But also because there's so much to this album that you can just pull apart with each listen that you will get more of each time you play it back. And so definitely listen to it and do that for yourself. Also, the weird audio cuts in this video are because I used the wrong pronouns. They go by they, them pronouns, and I used the wrong ones. So, yeah, I just cut the audio because out of respect for them. So, apologies for that. Quality will be coming back eventually. I am feeling like a 9 on this. Just a flat out 9 plus. Yeah. Pretty damn good album. That's pretty much all I have to say. Bye.